Okay, so now what's going on again? I got this thing running. Let me turn this down. Let me turn my TV down. Let me just turn it right off. Okay.
Did you get a chance to watch the Justice or Else from Louis Farrakhan when they went to that rally or that march there in D.C. here, I don't know, a week or two ago?
Well, I've had it sent to my inbox 17,842 times, but I don't watch it. I don't watch that filth. You know what I mean? I don't look at Snopes. I don't follow. I don't read the Quran. I don't follow people like that. They're disgusting pigs. I don't want nothing to do with them, and I'm not going to entertain myself with that kind of garbage. But
but it's information. It's information, and with that, I watched a little of it so I could see what was going on. And here's the deal: I know of someone that is a supporter of Louis Farrakhan. He did go to the march, and when I ran into him the other day, I asked him, so I blatantly asked him, exactly what is it that Farrakhan wants? You know, what are you guys doing in this movement? What do you guys want? And he said, well, we want reparations. I said, okay, well, my first thought was, reparation, you mean like from the white people? Because I have heard that in the past. And he said, no. I said, well, who do you want reparations from? And he said, from the government. And I said, the government? Well, what is that?
reparation.
Reparation.
Okay. All right. What's that mean for some people like me that don't know what that is?
That's what the black people are asking for from being slaves. They want
okay. Okay.
They want to get a grievance, and they want somebody to pay them back for their grievances. And I had heard in the past a long time ago that they were trying to start a movement where they were going to make white people pay them back for the slavery era. Okay. Anyway, moving on from that, I had that in mind when he said that. And I said, he said, no, we want this from the government. And I said, from the government? What would you be asking from them? And he said, we want land. And I said, land? And I jokingly said, oh, you mean the 40 acres and a mule? And he laughed and he said, no, we want much more than that. And I said, well, what land are you talking about? And he said, we want an Indian reservation. I said, an Indian reservation? Where at? He said the one in North Dakota.
I knew it. I knew it. Let me close my door. Yep. Yep, I knew it. I knew it, and people were telling me. You didn't have to tell me, because I've been getting reports, too, about the same thing, about these Indian reservations, specifically in North Carolina, or not North Carolina, but North Dakota, South Dakota, and Oklahoma. Yeah.
Now that I'm seeing this post, this thread that you threw out here, and they're taking the Syrian refugees to that Indian reservation, what do you think? We got interrupted because this was at work. We got interrupted, and that was the end of that conversation. But he took me off to the side when he gave me this information as if it wasn't put out there for everybody.
Yeah, well, you know,
this is the movement. Now, they're bringing them Syrian refugees to that camp that Farrakhan is wanting to take over, and that's the reason why I asked you, did you watch any of that rally that they put on TV, on C-SPAN? And I will watch some of that stuff because I'm getting information when I do, and I saw that they had some of the chiefs from different tribes up on refugees are going straight to there. What do you think is on their agenda?
You took the words right out of my mouth. You know what? I've been keeping a butt. I've been.
What's going on now? You posted that, and I saw it.
Listen. I've been saying the same thing. I've been thinking the same thing. All the clues that are and breadcrumbs are leading to this, and I haven't said anything. Because I don't want to be wrong. Geez, I'll never hear the end of that. But all the roads.
You don't have to put this out there. I just wanted to throw that information at you, and I'm going to say one more thing.
Okay.
You do understand that Louis Farrakhan is of the Nation of Islam.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we've got that infiltrated in our White House right now.
I know this.
Don't think that this is not. This is a coordination going on as we speak.
I know this.
And everybody already has been scared that there's going to be a takeover.
Well, there is. We're already being taken over. This has already started.
Guess what? Yes, and guess what they are? This is a plan.
I know this. This was a well-planned, and these people were invited. This was organized. This has been funded by the highest levels. And it's not just the Syrian thing. It's just not the Mexican thing, the Central American thing. It's all of it. It's organized. This is organized. People didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, let's all go to the United States. They just say one day they all woke up at the same time and said, hey, let's pack our stuff and go to the United States. No, they were invited. Somebody coerced these people into coming here, and they planned the thing. And then, hang on, let me speak for a second. All right. Now the information that I've been getting and following the trail of breadcrumbs, and people are wondering where they're taking these people. And I got people out there all over across the United States, from Maine to Florida to California to the North Dakota, Canada, down to Texas and Oklahoma. Now, all these trail breadcrumbs have been leaving right to these Indian reservations. Yeah, there's some that go to these compounds and these Islamic terrorist camps that we know that are here in the United States. But I've been getting numerous messages from in the beginning, even when all this started, that they were taking them to these Indian reservations. Now, I've talked with 3%er group leaders throughout the United States, and they all have said the same thing to me, and they said, nope. They wouldn't do that. Nope, they can't do that. That the only one that's even allowed on those reservations is the United States Marshal. But what we're finding out is the US Marshals are the ones that are escorting these. The eyewitness accounts, many eyewitness accounts are all, not all, but many of them are giving the same reports that they're the U.S. Marshals that are in these vehicles. It's U.S. Marshals that are giving the escorts. This is very possible. Now, if you stop and think about it, I'm part Indian, and I like to stick up for the American Indians before anything else, because really this is their rightful country. And you look at how they were treated when all the countries of the world came here and murdered and slaughtered, and all of them pushed them to the Pacific Ocean and eventually threw them on the worst land possible in the United States and said, there you go. You can go over there now, stay out of our way, this is our country. And you got to think of all the people in this country that are furious with the United States government and who are furious with of what's going on. It would be the American Indians. Just think, if I was an American Indian, a real 100% one, and I lived on an Indian reservation, and I seen what was going around in this country and the world around me, and, I'd be disgusted. And then seeing all the hypocritical statements from Americans saying, oh, this is our country. Our country is being invaded. Our borders are wide open. Really, ultimately, it's not. It's not the people that migrated here. It's not the first settlers in the United States. And, now, I look at it as this. Has anybody asked the American Indians what they think about that? Maybe we should go to them and ask them what they think about Obama and opening these borders, and we'll see how they feel about even more foreign countries, even more foreigners coming to this country. Really, ultimately, this is their house. If anybody should have first say or first decision on it, it should be the American Indians. And then when I'm finding out that, you know, that they're taking these people to the Indian reservation, everybody's been calling me crazy. Everybody thinks I'm long lost my mind. And, you know, I haven't lost my mind. I'm really trying to be calm here. I've been calm up until today. And I really wasn't that, you know, scared. And I still ain't scared. But I am definitely deeply concerned and more worried today than I was yesterday. As a matter of fact, I'm more worried today than all the days prior to this day combined. This is a serious situation where we are being lied to. We are being kept in the dark. And the people on the other team, they know damn well what's going on here. They know what the plan is. And this is organized, and they know what's going to happen yesterday. They knew it was going to happen today, and they know what they're going to do tomorrow. Nobody's telling anything. The news ain't saying anything. The 535 members of Congress, the president, the whole Obama administration, which is full of Muslims anyhow, the military, the US Marshals, you know, Border Patrol, DHS, who is supposed to be our Homeland Security, they're not. The NSA, who's got all this technology, $85 billion spying facility in Utah, and all their staff that are supposed to be watching terrorists from another country, but they're not. The cameras and the microphones are all pointed at the American people. We have been targeted as the enemy. We are the ones that they need to take down. It's not some foreign country. It's not Syria. It's not Iran or Iraq or North Korea. But the United States government has declared war on American people, and we are the enemy, and they want us out of the way. And it all is coming down to this New World Order and the ushering of the North American Union. And I've been even getting closer and closer about these so-called Syrian refugees. I don't believe they're from Syria. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here. I'm just going to go out and I'm going to take a stab at this. And it might be right and I may be wrong. But here, I'm kicking myself in the ass from not saying anything about these Indian reservations publicly a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but when this all started a few weeks ago and all this information started coming in, I'm kicking myself in the ass about it. And I don't want to be kicking myself in the ass 3 weeks from now and saying, oh, I should have said something about the Pakistani army. You know, you look at the Pakistani army, they're huge and they're well equipped. They're one of the best in the world. It's them and India. And I wouldn't even be surprised if India is in on this. You know, they have nukes and they just replaced the general, I think it was yesterday or Saturday. They replaced the general, the head-ranking general for Pakistan with another one. And you look at this Pakistani army, the clothes that they're wearing, you slap a brown hood on them and you got yourself ISIS. Now, if you look at the Pakistani army, army's flag, and you compare it to the Mexican army flag, they're almost identical. And I was looking this morning at these Pakistanis over there in the on their Facebook pages and their websites and everything. They could pass easily as Mexican because they're not so